And now to the cleanup one day after the deadly tornado on the eastern shore. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Livas.
And I'm Tom Shad. People are trying to move on with their lives. For the first time, our crews were allowed to go into Cherry Stone Campground, the area hardest hit. Meantime, Governor Terry McAuliffe surveyed the damage and talked about what's next for the community in terms of help and funding. For the second day in a row, we have a live team coverage of the storms. Erin Kelly has more on the damage and how people are rebuilding. Chris Horn has a unique survivor story.
And we'll get an early look at the weekend forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater. But let's start with Erin just outside the Cherry Stone Campground.
Well, I'm actually in Oyster, and this is east of the campground, and this is where there were two brothers who were out on the water yesterday when this storm came through. It flipped their boat over, and they had to hold on to each other until help arrived.
I feel kind of pretty lucky.
Brothers Zach and Ray Crum rode out Thursday's tornado in one of the last places you'd want to be.
We headed out, and it was pretty. As soon as we put the net out, we got that little alert on our phones, so we tried to pull the net in as quick as we could. And once we got the net in, we tried to get to a creek, and take cover. And once we broke out, the hail and rain hit.
The two had been fishing for croaker about 30 minutes. When the storm closed in on them, it was too late to get out of there.
Once that second gust hit, the boat just started lifting up and rolled right over. And I kind of went underneath of the boat. And he got out first. He was on the bottom of the boat already. And I was kind of struggling to get there, and he grabbed me and pulled me up there.
So you were trapped under the boat?
Yeah, for a couple of seconds. It took me a minute to get out, and then I finally got the edge, I pulled myself out. But we had our boots and oilskins on, so it's pretty scary.
Their rescue came from two fishing buddies, David and Brian, who had to rescue two other boaters. What were you thinking when you saw them?
Thank God they're still afloat.
Yeah.
And beside us.
When they got to shore, they called their families. Ray and his wife have a son and a 3-week-old baby. The two brothers were struck by how quickly the community responded.
Everybody does come together well, as well as Cherry Stone area. Everybody does good. We usually don't have many situations like that, arise around here, but when they do, it's glad to know that we got people that help.
And the boat survived the storm. They will probably need a new outboard motor that'll cost thousands, but they tell me once they do get that and they'll get back out on the water, hopefully next week. They'll be back out on the water doing the same thing together. Live in Oyster, Erin Kelly, 10 on your side.